back to another human resource video. As you now know, we're working in employment law this semester. We're going over in each chapter different acts and laws that are put in place to govern over federal and state employees and their work environments. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick overview. Let me back up so I'm not covering the screen of what the chapter is going to consist of. Our chapter checklist. We want to understand the purpose of the Civil Rights Act / Title VII. Okay, so that's what's commonly called Title VII. We want to comprehend decisions in Griggs versus Duke Power Company versus and McDonnell Douglas Corp versus Green. Okay, so those are two law cases that we can find in the chapter that gives us some insight in how the Civil Rights Act affects the workplace environment. We want to distinguish between disparate impact and disparate treatment, learn what constitutes business necessity and job relatedness, appreciate the function of the EEOC. We want to identify caps on damages in federal courts. We want to list significant features of the Civil Rights Act of 1991. And lastly, we want to identify the exemptions to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Okay, so let's start out. The Civil Rights Act, Title VII of 1964. This act is the main authority governing employment discrimination. Okay, so this is a very big part of human resource law, employment law. It's also going to kind of, in the shadows, govern your day-to-day workplace interactions with other employees and your employers. Okay, so this act has an entire chapter to itself. That tells me it's very important. Okay. So it is unlawful to discriminate in any aspect of employment law based on religion, race, color, sex, or national origin. Okay? Going the wrong way. Okay? Title VII and the feds. Okay. This covers all employers with 15 employees that work 20 plus hours weekly per year and have connection to the interstate commerce. So basically the way this act is structured federally is that it basically covers everybody. Everybody's on the interstate in some capacity. Most people work 20 plus hours a week yearly, and most employers have at least 15 employees. So a lot of people are going to be covered by this federally. Okay? Title VII addresses, as we mentioned earlier, disparate treatment and disparate impact. Even covers the intent to discriminate. So with this act, they're not messing around with no discrimination. They don't want any problems. They want to make sure everyone's on the up and up. Disparate treatment is unfair treatment or treatment that causes harm to a group of people. Okay, that's protected under these previous protected classes. Okay, disparate impact is a grievance or effect against one individual person. Okay, intent to discriminate, self-explanatory. If an employer is found to be intentionally planning to discriminate, conspiring, they could also be in violation of Title VII. It's a big deal. All right, we will move on to the next piece. Let's hope I didn't miss anything. Sometimes these books get me turned around. Okay, that looks good. Okay. So we are going to talk about an amendment to the Civil Rights Act of '64, which is the Civil Rights Act of 1991. This amendment allows jury trials to be permitted. It allows for money. Compensatory and punitive damages are collectible. Okay, so that's a big thing. Compensatory is emotional pain. Compensatory damage is emotional pain, mental anguish, loss of enjoyment of life, and punitive is financial currency, money, basically rewarded as a punishment. So it's basically a fine. Okay? Some exceptions to the Civil Rights Act are communists, drug addicts, merit pay, and finally, bona fide occupational qualification. If the employer can demonstrate an actual reason that somebody couldn't get a job or wouldn't, their protected class would make them ineligible to function in a certain capacity, then the employer would have an exception. Okay? I plan to make a couple more videos in the Civil Rights Act, both of 64 and including the amendment. I want to talk a little bit about glass ceilings and other types of discrimination, as well as military leave. But that will probably be in the next video. This one, I just wanted to touch on the core key components of what the act was and how it came about. All right, again, for anyone watching, this is information, not legal advice. If you need legal advice, always speak with a professional attorney, employment attorney. I'm just giving information from what I've learned. Thanks for watching me.